Oh, so much onesie. Good morning, class. I'm so glad you could come and join me today because we're going to look at the very last part of the story of Elijah. The same guy we've been looking at for a long time now. Elijah had a direct line upstairs. He would pray, God would hear him, and God would tell him things too. It was like Elijah would suddenly get a text from God. If you have been following along, you'll know that Elijah's had all kinds of interesting adventures. The last thing that happened was God passed by in front of where Elijah was staying inside his cave. The very last part of Elijah's story goes like this.
God told Elijah to go find Elisha, the man who would succeed him as prophet, and he found him in a field, plowing. Elisha left his whole family and followed Elijah everywhere. Eventually they came to the river Jordan, and Elijah struck the water with his cloak, and it parted. They went across the river together. When they got to the other side, Elisha asked Elijah for a double portion of his spirit. Elijah explained that this would be very hard to do, but if Elisha saw Elijah taken up to heaven, he would receive it. And then the most amazing thing happened. A chariot of fire with horses of fire appeared in front of them and separated them. And Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Then Elisha picked up Elijah's cloak that had fallen, and he struck the water, and it parted. He had received the Spirit.
Imagine going to heaven in a chariot of fire, in a whirlwind. I thought, how in Sunday school can we go from here to heaven in a chariot of fire? I am not that good of a crafter, let's be real. I looked at various things I could set on fire that would look like a chariot. I didn't come up with anything good and safe. However, we can make our very own whirlwind. What is a whirlwind? It's like a twister or a tornado or just wind that goes in a circle, and it's like a big storm. We're going to blow all our air out and turn around in a circle. No, I didn't find that worked as well as I thought. What do you need to make a whirlwind? Well, you need to get your hoodie out of your eyes. That's very helpful. And you will also need a jar of water. The thing about your jar is that it should be as much of a round shape as you can get. Some jars kind of look a little bit square. The other ones don't work as well, but they still work. You're going to also need a little bit of dish soap. Is this because I'm tricking you into doing the dishes for your family? Now that would be an amazing trick. If you want to be really nice. That's not what I had planned. I just squirted a little into the bottom of this thing. It's hardly any at all. And this is vinegar. You don't need very much of this either. Oh yes, and for the other part of this experiment, you're going to need a giant cat off the table. Got a little something to measure with. And if you want, some food coloring. And if you want to get fancy, and who doesn't, a little bit of glitter. And I just so happen to also have a miniature horse. Why do we need a miniature horse? Well, you don't really need a miniature horse for this experiment, but it's pretty fun to have one. In general, miniature horses in real life are so cute. So here's what you do. You take your jar and make sure you've got it about 3/4 full of water, and then you add some things to it, like a few drops of dish soap. Not very much though, just a little bit. And you don't need very much of this either. This is vinegar, and you just need like half a teaspoon maybe. But you don't have to be exact. If you want, now you can add your food coloring. 1 drop, 2 drops, and then close up your jar like that and lift it a little bit. And then start to move it around.
If you're finding your whirlwind is hard to see, mix it up in front of a light or put it in front of a piece of white paper. Or you can add some glitter to it, and maybe some other stuff.
Oh, and let me just say, if you're gonna add glitter, be careful, because glitter, like God's love, is eternal. If you spill it into your carpet or someplace like fabric, it's gonna stay there forever. See, I just spilled it on my table, and now I'm gonna be cleaning that up for months. Try not to do what I just did. Final ingredient, the horse.
Now when you're spinning your whirlwind around, you can pretend it's Elijah's whirlwind. The glitter is the fire, and the horse is one of Elijah's fiery horses.
Ooh, that's a lot of spinning around for the horse. He doesn't look like he's feeling so well. Oh, it's shaking. I hope that you can come and join me next week. But until then, stay well, be blessed. Bye.